Welcome in, everybody. We are First Gear Racing here at First Gear Network, broadcasting the IndyCar's preseason race, week number 2 at Phoenix. Want to appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming and watching and hanging out with us here. I've got a special guest in with me tonight. I've got Joshua O'Brien in the booth with me, and we are going to call out this race. Welcome in, Josh. Good to have you with us.
Hey, buddy. Thank you. Glad to be here and excited for 175 laps tonight here at Phoenix.
Yeah, we're scheduled to bring you a good time. I'm going to pull up the race info here for us in just a moment, and we'll go over that, give you guys the details of what we're scheduled for tonight. We missed out on getting a chance to broadcast week 1 last week, but it was some really good racing, and good old Trevor Benz kicked some butt and showed us how to get it done last week. So here at Phoenix, it's anybody's game. This track is tough. It's a definitely the low banked oval for these cars that requires a lot of steering, a lot of input. Really got to back the corner up a little bit, but you can carry a lot of speed once you get that car to turn. So a lot of pretty fast lap times we're seeing so far, as Corey Kobe in the 86 has already run a 19.096 second lap to just knock it right out of the park here to start. So he's so far a 10th up on Trevor in P2. We got Nate in P3, and Sheridan and Ben wrap up the top 5 in practice so far. We've got roughly 12 and a half minutes left to practice before we get to qualifying tonight. Let me pull up our race details for everybody. So here tonight we are set for a distance of 175 laps. We got 3 sets of tires in the pits, 1 fast repair, and the fuel window is roughly 58 to 60 laps of green flag on a full tank of gas. Track temp is at 78 degrees with an ambient temp of 81. It says we have a 31% chance of rain. That's just humidity. It's cloudy, partly cloudy, mostly cloudy, with an 8-mile-an-hour wind. But yes, scheduled for 175 laps, and with that fuel window, this is a tight 2-stop race, so we should see some really good strategy with pit stops and such, and seeing if guys can save some fuel, maybe stretch it out and just make 2 stops for sure. We have some yellows, probably still looking at 2-stop, but you never know. Tires are going to matter here at the end, so just depending on how the yellows fall, might see even more at that point.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting on the 2-stop strategy. You see a lot of times these guys, some of them short pit and will cycle to the front, and as you know, Jason, the clean air with these cars is key. You get mired back in pack, and it's really tough. We'll see what these guys can do, and if they manage their weight jacker right, and see who can muster their way through the field in that dirty air once we get cycling through these pit stops here.
Yeah, definitely clean air is king with these cars. The further back in the pack you get, the tighter your car gets, the more adjustments you have to make to it. These cars are a fixed setup. We raced fixed setups, but these cars do have tools that the drivers can utilize to change the balance of their car to either help it turn or help tighten the car up if it feels like it's going to get loose and spin out. That can be a lap-by-lap basis depending on where you're at in the pack, and how much fuel you have on your car too. So as the run goes, you could be making adjustments. And this track 1 and 2 is a completely different beast than 3 and 4. So you could be changing it maybe a little bit every lap, just depending on how the cars drive.
Yeah, 1 and 2 got a lot more banking than 3 and 4. 3 and 4 is a nice wide sweep out into the dog leg. It opens up there on the exit of 4 with that newly positioned start-finish line. And 1 and 2 is a little tighter, but you got more banking to rely on there. Or
Right,
I'm sorry, 1 and 2.
1 and 2 is flat. 3 and 4 is a
Flat.
little bit more bank. Yeah, you got it. Yep.
So
It used to be the other way around.
The new configuration, and then still got it mixed up with the old configuration. So.
Riding along with Trevor Benz here. Still P2 on the board. These guys do have a qualifying setup that only gives you so many laps of fuel, so you'll see the practice session is kind of split up. Guys will run a few laps under qualifying setup to see what they've got for qualifying, and then they'll come out and put the race setup in. As we see a car up on the wall riding the fence.
Big
Did
moment
not
for
catch
Nate
who
Fields
that
there.
was. Yeah, that was crazy.
2 more pile in there.
crazy. In practice, it does not give me an update when somebody wrecks. I think it's just because it's practice, it doesn't let me know that stuff. That's weird.
I just happened to be riding along with Nate Fields there. So it was a little bit of a ride for him. Ended up parking the car on top of the wall.
Just really running some consistent times here. Looks pretty smooth. Doesn't seem to be having to jerk the wheel anywhere. But again, he's in clean air.
I'm running that higher groove. Be interesting to see what lanes these guys choose. How many grooves of racing we'll have tonight.
Right. Yep. Definitely to see where they're actually going to put these cars on track to try to gain that advantage. Because a lot of times in these Indy cars, you find that certainly at the 1.5 miles, the low line is the line to ride if you're up front, because it's hard to pass on the high side because you got to go further around. And so that low line you can protect and kind of defend the lead a little bit. Here I feel like it's going to be difficult to have anything like that because of how these cars, with a low amount of banking, they need the room to rotate. So I don't know if the bottom is going to be the fastest way in this race. We might see that middle line be more stronger, more easier to maintain and keep up pace in, to where that low line could be a chance to maybe make a passer here twice.
Yeah, if I was a betting man, I think that low line is where you're going to have to make that happen, especially with the aero wake on these cars. You're generally, the further you work up that racetrack, the tighter your car gets. And if you are behind the leader, you already have that tightness from just the aero on these. So it'll be interesting to see where these guys make their passes.
Riding with Charles Bronstein. He's usually pretty fast week in and week out. He races just the IndyCar series with FGR, and he's usually up near the front on these races. Let's get a look at, see who else is on track. Looks like Noah Miller just timed in at P6 on the board.
He just made a big jump. I was watching Noah. Looks like he's running pretty smooth, consistent laps here. Just getting up to pace, and he's always usually one of the contenders up at the front, and he is not afraid to make them move.
Shout out to Noah having a picture loaded up in our software for us for SDK. He looks very serious with the NASCAR flag behind him there in that picture. He's ready to go. He's up to P4 now.
Climbing in, getting settled in that DeWalt.
Jump on board here with Jonathan Hambrick. He's P2 on the board right now. I think these guys are getting close. We're down to just under 6 minutes left to practice. I feel like a lot of guys are getting their qualifying tests in now as just top of the board. Nate Fields just puts it down with a 19-second lap, 19.089. Really good lap. I was worried. I was wondering if we were going to see guys get close to the 18.9s or break that 19-second lap here for qualifying.
Yeah, when James jumped up the leaderboard there to a 7th position, 2/10 off that pace Nate just ran.
Love that paint scheme he's got on that car. It looks good.
Beautiful Castrol throwback scheme there.
Let's see who else we got on track. We got Corey Crandall on track. Bitnile Chevrolet.
New number for this year. Takes me a minute to get used to every time I see that 35 car.
I know.
Yeah, got to remember it's Corey making the move from the 31.
He's got purple wheels, so I'm going to refresh my paints real quick just to make sure I'm not missing something. He's got a purple helmet, purple wheels, and I want to make sure I can see the right paint scheme here. Make sure it's correct for everybody, so we'll just give this a second for everything to load. We'll come back to him in a second. We got James Malloy out on track in the 92. Another throwback scheme. That looks so good.
You say that's a 7-Eleven car.
Yeah.
Very similar to that Edwin's Castrol ride.
It looks like Corey's did pop back up, and it is.
Yeah. Still some purple accent on there.
All right.
James Malloy just ran his fastest lap as you were riding along with him. Jumps up to the 8th position.
Right around with Mark Willett. He's FGR sponsored number 80. Love that paint scheme. Don't want to talk about it too much because the guy that made it's in the broadcast booth with me here. Tommy Thompson's on pit road. We got George Buck in here as well. Ryan Hyatt. Brian Perrone out on track. Trevor Benz just got to the leaderboard with an 18.962 second lap. There it is.
There it is. First one to break that.
Got to it with just under 3 minutes left in practice here. Oh, looks like Ryan might be blinking a little bit. Now Steve Harrison, he's on pit road. Let's see, gone to Sheridan, James Malloy, Noah Miller's P6. Right now our top 5 in practice, Jonathan Hambrick. Of course you can't see these cars very well, so we will go to a better shot. It's P5, Ben Summerford, P4 in the 32. We got Corey Kobe. This is his first race with us, I believe, in the 86, P3.
Yeah, strong showing to start here.
Nate Fields is on track. He's currently P2. And then looks like Trevor Benz just coming back on track in the 33. It's in at P1. Always love the blimp shot. Ooh.
A little loose there on exit.
Can't park there, Trevor. But yeah, we've got a full-fledged event for you guys tonight. It should be exciting. Qualifying session is going to happen here in just a minute and a half, and it'll be a 10-minute session. Everybody gets 2 laps, put down their fastest times to set the grid, set the field, and then once that's completed, we will get to racing. And we're scheduled for 175 laps tonight, which should be an eventful 175 laps. We actually have a decent-sized field for our preseason week race number 2. With Steve Harrison in 17th all the way up to Trevor Benz in first. 17 cars in the field. Really good showing. Appreciate everybody coming out to us, everybody participating and watching at home as well.
Shaping out to be an exciting race for everybody. We got 7/10 off throughout the field right now, but our top 5 are just over 1/10 of a second separation.
Yeah, it's going to be a tight field, it looks like. I mean, 1/10 is not much. I mean, that's literally at this pace, at this track, probably 10 feet on track, maybe, if even. So
yeah, I mean,
these guys are really close.
Yeah, the rate these cars are moving at around here, 18.9 seconds. That's moving around this 1 mile track.
All right. Well, that ends practice. Let's see here. Here we go. Practice overall. We can actually show you guys the results of practice. So Trevor Benz got into the 18.9s. It looks like as well as Nate did. Really close.
Right there at the end.
Yep. And then, I mean, Corey, Ben, Jonathan round out the top 5. So as we get ready here, go back into our race mode.
Noah Miller right out on track.
Yep.
The cars there on the bottom running, coming
You
to the
see
green for their qualifying laps.
Corey's on the clock here for his first lap. 19.312 on his first lap. That takes him to P1. Noah Miller, P1 and a 19.1 on his first lap. Let's see what he does on his second lap here, see if he improves. Corey back to the lead,
jumps to the top.
19.113, really close. And Noah's time is a
Not so fast.
19.064. Ben Summerford just completed his and rounds out the top three there with a 19.226. Ryan Hyatt just recorded his first lap, 19.614.
Really close to that 18-second bracket already, and only 5 cars in.
Yep.
Mark Willett, Steve Harrison scored their first laps.
I am noticing it looks like the stream is just a little sketchy on me right now as I'm seeing it play on my TV. I don't know if that's doing it for everybody, but it is kind of being just a little skippy. Wonder if it's because I'm playing in Discord as well. I don't know if this is overkill or not.
You need to close it out, but
I'm gonna watch and see if it does it again on the one I'm on now, just to make sure. Right with Charles here, watch his lap. Corey Covey puts it up to P5, 19.275. Charles a 19.539 his first lap. Yeah, I'm gonna have to close that shared window. I apologize. Let's see if it gets better. Charles with a 19.356 up to P7. So now we wait. We've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 drivers that have not run a lap yet. So we're still, what, just over 6 minutes left of qualifying.
yeah, just over 3.5 minutes in. Some guys like to wait for that track temp to drop a little more, and then others are just playing a little more conservative. Probably will start in the rear and just play out the race as it goes, get a feel for the drivers, the track, how everyone's racing. We are still early on in this preseason and some unfamiliar faces, so some guys tend to take it a little more easy. Got Nate Fields coming out on track now.
Nancy, these are IndyCars. The model of the car is called a Dallara IR18, but these are what's raced in the IndyCar series.
Nate Fields jumps up to P3 with a 119 or 19.115.
And he is faster on this lap in the first sector, the first half of the lap.
The line sector 2 finishes it out. Jumps up one position.
So close. These guys, the top 4 are under a tenth. Like, this is tight. Still halfway through qualifying. We've still got a few cars that are going here. Looks like Trevor Benz has gotten in his car.
He's queued up on pit road waiting.
Just waiting to step on that gas. We're going to wait with him because there's no action on track currently.
Little under 5 minutes left.
We're going to ride with Trevor on his lap, I think. I think we're going to do an in-car qualifying lap with Trevor here. This is trying to burn off some fuel.
Moving.
Here we go. Just a little bit there. Good job, though, making it through that corner.
Running that car for all it's got.
That's a good lap right there.
Lap 1, P5. 19.175 for Trevor Binns on his opening lap.
Faster in the first half of the lap. Burst the throttle a little bit there. P1.
To the top.
Nice lap, Trevor Binns. Power move there on that second lap. Way to he kept it to the floor really well in 1 and 2. He had to let off just a hair there in 3 and 4. I thought he might have given it up, but he was so fast in that first half of that lap. 1 and 2, he hit on the mark. Great lap.
Edwin James comes out.
Here we go. Edwin James.
4/1000ths of a second, Trevor Binns over Noah Miller.
So close.
Inches. Matter of inches.
Yep. Ooh, close to the wall Edwin was there. Coming to take. That was the green flag. Pop the dashboard up in the bottom right hand for you fans. See how fast these cars are going. Edwin hit 195 miles an hour into turn 1 there. Carrying 184 in the center of the corner. Wow. No lower than 181 in 3 and 4. See where that puts him. P9. Sheridan Wade is on track 2. He just ran his first lap of 19.166. Puts him P6. Second lap, 19.208.
We will say P6 for the time being. Still 4 drivers yet to qualify. Whether they make a lap or not will be determined.
We have one that has decided
Oh,
it's time.
Jonathan just jumped on track.
60 car, he says, all right, hold my beer. Here we go.
And he takes it to the very end as we're coming down on 40 seconds.
Just in time to get 2 laps. Literally right to the wire.
Timed it perfect. So he will be the last car to make time. Lap 1, up to 7th.
Nice lap, 19.181 seconds. He's faster in the first half of lap 2 here. Get it to stick in 3 and 4 here. That's a good lap. Let's see where it lands. P1!
To the top.
Right as the timer hits, 19.025. Great job. We'll pull up our...
Beautiful lap. Finish it out.
Here we go. Here's our grid. So tonight, we're going to start with Jonathan and Trevor on the front row. Great qualifying session, guys. In row 2, we're going to have Noah Miller, Nate Fields. Row number 3, Corey Crandall and Corey Kobe. We got the Coreys in row 3. Sheridan Wade and Ryan Hyatt bring out row 4. Ben Summerford and Edwin James bring out row 5. James Malloy, Charles Bronstein bring out row 6. And then as I continue down here, it should be this page here.
Steve Harrison and Mark Willett.
Yep. Next row.
And then from there on, these guys did not run a time. You have George Buck and Ryan Perrone starting side by side, and Tommy Thompson rounding out the field, starting P17.
Check camera angles here just to see what we got, as these guys will only make one pace lap here. Pace car goes in here on the backstretch early, and these guys are going to cruise around at pace speed all the way to the green flag here after 3 and 4. There's a good shot of the field for everybody. Jonathan's going to lead this field to green.
Green flag.
Green, green, green. Here we go. Trevor gets a good run here on the outside.
Beautiful start from Trevor Binns. Noah Miller, third position, stayed tight with the leaders.
Everybody makes it through 1 and 2. Here we go. Trevor Binns is going to lead lap 1.
The first time for a lot of these guys in a big pack like this to see how the car will handle with multiple guys running this close together.
Yeah, this is some close racing between these guys. They didn't really get this experience in practice. Saw a couple cars at a time, but nothing like this with the big pack. These guys are doing a really good job.
Trevor's starting to check it out. Jonathan was getting attacked by Noah Miller there on the bottom. Not what he wants to see right away. So he watches the 33 car pull away.
Right with Noah Miller here for a second, just to see what he's seeing. You can tell the car's getting a little tight in this draft behind Jonathan as he peeks down below.
Able to hold it on the bottom there. Looks to the inside of Jonathan. Ooh, we have a car in the wall. The back there. Looks like they just brushed that. Wasn't sure who that was. See the field start to string out a little bit.
It's not giving me contact. Oh.
Might have been a little bit of net code there then.
Yeah, very much so. I think that's what that was. It's not showing me any incidents on my screen.
Yeah, so far the racing's really clean through the field. You see everyone starting to spread out a little bit.
Ooh, that got
Trevor
really
Binns
close
still
there
leads
for
the way.
For Noah. Noah came off of turn 2 right up near the wall and got a wiggle right in front of Nate Fields. They did a really good job of avoiding contact there. Go back through the field here. It's Corey running in 6th currently. The other Corey running 7th. The Corey's still staying close together. But then behind Corey Kobe, there is a pileup of cars kind of behind him, kind of stacked up here.
Got Edwin, Charles Bronstein, Ben Summerford in there.
Steve Harrison's running P13 right now. George Buck, P14. Tommy Thompson's up 2 spots from where he started, and he's up to 15th, right behind George. Mark has dropped a couple spots here early, back to 16th, and Ryan is back to 17th.
Trevor Bin still holding a 1-second lap or lead over Jonathan there. Noah Miller actually just ran the fastest lap last time around. This time it looks like Trevor Bin.
Jonathan really hasn't been able to catch Trevor on that 1 second gap. It's kind of ebb and flow here to stay to the second. But he has got Noah Miller closing back in on him here for second.
Yeah, Trevor did a really good job on that start, getting all he can get, and now that that gap has been maintained right there around that 1 second mark. Restarts are definitely important, especially with guys close racing battling it out. Big wiggle from Edwin. Edwin goes around Charles, Bronstein, Edwin, James get together going into turn 3. It was, coming out of turn 2, it looked like Edwin had a big wiggle up close to the wall. Had a lot of wheel into it, had to correct quickly, and then Charles got a really good run down into turn number 3.
I did not click on Edwin. Let's go back here and just rewind here a little bit. We'll slow this down a little bit. Oh, they were running so close together. Maybe netcode. They were close.
Yeah.
They were real close. It's that's a rough one for Edwin.
It is, especially after that. That was a beautiful effort coming out of turn 2, the way that car got snapped there, and he held it together, and then they went off down into 3, and it looks like there was just slight contact there to send Edwin around.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder if Charles will have any damage from that. These cars are super delicate. The littlest bit of contact can really upset the feeling of the race car.
Yeah, and again, I didn't get anything on my readout that there was contact, so I don't know. It looked like it maybe played it as an actual netcode, but it's hard to say. I have a note here that Tommy Thompson crashed. I'm just going back to it here real quick just to take a look.
Looks like he's currently in the 13th position.
I wonder if it was the checkup he had here.
Got some takers on pit lane. Looks like Harrison, Buck, Thompson, Ryan Perrone, and Edwin James is in pit after that spin. These guys do have a fast repair. Edwin is still on pit road, though. Wondering if he had to tow.
I think he towed. I'm pretty certain that car, the way it was sitting, there was no driving it. So I think he's going to lose a little bit of time here, having to get towed.
It's unfortunate this early on. Still, we have 158, 157 laps to go here. And no lucky dog, so he's going to be a few laps down and have to race his way to the front to get them laps back.
Yep, and he just left pit road, and it is scoring him 3 laps down, it looks like. So that's a huge hit for him in this race. It's hard to get it back. In the IndyCar series, there is no real good way to get your laps back. There's single file maintain rule for restart, so the cars will all restart in a single file, and you get to maintain wherever you're at in that line if you're a lap down or not. So he'll have a chance between, if we have more yellows, to gain positions, make passes on these lead lap cars, but then if a yellow comes out, he doesn't lose his spot in line wherever he ends up after pit stops or whatever. So there's ways you can still get a wave around if you're in front of the leader. But it's harder. No lucky dog like they have in NASCAR, so there's no free pass for the first car 1 lap down under caution, so on and so forth. So definitely going to be an uphill climb for Edwin. I know it's difficult in these cars to really make up that kind of time. But we'll see what happens. You never know.
Looks like Harrison is still on pit road. He just went a lap down, back in the 16th position.
Yep, and I show
Number
nothing
8
for him,
car.
so I'm not certain. It said he just jumped to pits, so did he?
Something happened there
Oh,
under
here we
caution.
go. Here we go. So he pulled in contact. I see contact. Let me get to the chase cam here, and we'll go back and slow play this. That is Noah? Is that Noah? In the DeWalt paint scheme, coming down to pit. Makes contact with Steve, and his car turns sideways and towards a pit road wall. Okay. But he decided to forego pitting, or, driving it to pit road. He actually...
Looks like we have Ryan Perone dropping out as well.
I've lost sound.
Trevor Ben still maintaining the lead over Jonathan. Sheridan Wade has moved into that 3rd position.
Apologize for that, folks. It took a minute to get this system back up. But, yeah, apologize. I got it back live with us now as we're watching the battle for the lead. We definitely had some issues there for Tommy Thompson, George Buck, and Ryan Perone, it looks like. And
Yeah,
Steve
they all...
Harrison is gone as well, looks like.
Looked like had an issue in the back of the pack. So Ryan Perone, Steve Harrison have now left. Leaves us 15 drivers running. Edwin James just jumped 3 positions with what unfolded there. Still 3 laps down, running in the 14th position.
Looks like managing his space here a little bit. Not too close to the pack, not too far.
Yeah, I missed what happened there on the restart. I don't know if he was trying to avoid that.
Yeah, I apologize for missing that, folks. We were a little technical difficulties, but we'll review that and get you an update on what happened. It may have been with the restart or something. Trevor still leads. Jonathan's P2. Sheridan
And Summerford
is
up
to
2
P3.
spots.
Oh, look at Ben. He's coming the right way.
Yep, up to 10th position.
Sporting that Old Miss paint scheme. Looks good. We've got Noah Miller back here in 11th. Again, your top 8 cars have not been on pit road at all, including Mark in 12th. So basically 9 cars in this field have not been on pit road yet. So gonna have some comer and goers if these guys that pitted here so early in the race, if they took tires or made adjustments, maybe filled up just on fuel and it changed the weight of their car. So we'll have to see how they do coming up through the field. As we see Trevor's about a half a second lead on Jonathan now. Starting to stretch out a little bit again, just continuing where he left off on that early run before the caution came out.
So just looking back on that incident, it actually happened right before Trevor took that green flag, deep in the field. Looks like as these cars are closing together, Edwin slows down just a bit. And
Like an
George Buck,
accordion.
yeah, we had an accordion effect in the back. George Buck got into the back of the 50 of Ryan Perone, and it collected Tommy Thompson as well. Those guys were stuck on the outside wall there for a little bit. Heavy damage to the 50 of Ryan Perone.
Sorry to hear that for those guys. It's not the way you want to prep for this night and get here and only get in a few laps before incidents happen. That's a sad way to end the race. Sorry to see them have that issue, that situation, that issue, and hopefully we'll see them back on track next week. Jonathan sitting 1.3 seconds back. So Trevor's decided this time it's go time. So you're starting to see a spread up in the pack here that you don't normally see. Like I said, this is a smaller track, so there's room where you know, if you can make a better lap time, you're not pulling the car behind you all the way around. But with the speeds these guys are carrying, Trevor is really impressing with his gap that he's got over Jonathan. And it is still going. It's 1.7 seconds right now. So Trevor is checking out as Jonathan will be probably soon under attack from Sheridan and Nate. Son-father duo here. Going to try to get up to Jonathan and battle for P2 here. Got a report that Edwin James just went back to pits, so does not look like his car got fixed well enough. He is back on pit road. George Buck,
Tommy Thompson, get out of the way for Trevor. So Trevor getting into some lap traffic here. Like he managed well, and it's got a clean racetrack in front of him for a little while. Noah Miller and Mark Wallett back there in the 11th and 12th position. They're the next ones ahead of Trevor here. About a half a straightaway ahead. A little more.
So that's where I got fooled up earlier in that contact on pit road. It wasn't Noah, I think, that had contact with Steve Harrison. I think it might have been George. They're both in DeWalt paint schemes.
Yes,
up there.
They are.
Looks like Ryan Hyatt just got 5th place over James Malloy. Ryan's got that 16 coming forward. He is up 3 spots from where he started the race. Right now, our biggest mover in the race from where they started would be a tie between James in 6th. He's up 5 spots, and Charles in 7th is up 5 spots as well. And our biggest drop in the field right now is showing to be Noah Miller, who made that pit stop under caution, that first caution. He is 9 spots down from where he started. Shout out to Corey Kobe, first race with us here at FGR in the IndyCar series and any of our series. So this is his first start with us.
Running P8 at the moment.
Well. Yep,
Ooh,
P9 just changed.
Yep.
The other Corey got him.
Corey passed Corey there as we're talking about it.
I feel like these guys, they started side by side and they've been running nose to tail this whole race so far. So I think they're going to get to know each other pretty well.
Just goes to show you how important that track position is with Noah Miller back there. He's back to a little over 16 seconds back from Trevor now.
Yeah, he's actually just marked as a lap down, it looks like. Am I wrong on that? Let me double check this. Yes, Trevor just got by him.
Yes.
And by Mark. So now we've only got 10 cars on the lead lap. 11, nope, it just updated. I think timing and scoring is playing with me. Mark is still in front of him.
Yeah, it looks like there's just a little bit of buffer between the two of them. Like Mark's got a 2 or 3 second gap yet back to Trevor.
Yep. Weird to see Noah having this much trouble. I don't know what's going on with this car. Really expected him to run up front and contend. Noah's fast in these cars, and last season really impressed in all the races he ran in and was competing for wins. So not sure what changed from his qualifying pace to race pace, unless he's got some damage or something. The car just does not seem to be to his liking.
We're shaping up to have a father-son battle here for the, looks like to be third position. That Nate Fields closing in on Sheridan Wade.
Right along with Nate here. Let's see what he does on this battle. Go up top here in the gyro cam. Great shot.
Sheridan runs the high line there. Nate looking low. Doesn't have the momentum on that inside.
Nothing's
Trevor
changed
Binns
up front
has
though. Trevor's up to over 4
checked
seconds.
out.
He is
Just past
gone.
Mark, so now Mark is 1 lap down.
Alright, so that leaves us 10 cars on the lead lap. These guys that haven't pitted yet, as I was saying earlier, fuel window's 58 to 60 laps. So with the yellow, we might be able to get to about lap 65 maybe, 60 to 65. So as we go back to Trevor here, as you can see Mark there in the background, Trevor just got by him and put him a lap down. We should be seeing pit stops here soon, and maybe that flips the script for some of these guys, because like Corey Crandall in 8th is the furthest up of any of the cars that were on pit road. Corey and Ben in 8th and 9th. So maybe they're able to stay out here another extra, 20 laps on this run, and maybe get up front, lead some laps, and see if they fresh air maybe helps them get lap times like Trevor's getting now.
Yeah, we're closing in. Going to be looking into some green flag stops here if it stays green much longer. I think Trevor's working on lap 56 now. Down to 57.
Coming to start 57. Yep, there we go. Just across the line. Yeah, you gotta feel that pit road visit is coming soon.
With that caution, they might be able to stretch it another lap here. Another lap or 2.
Yeah, that caution was 4 laps running, so you got to figure, every lap under caution almost can equal a lap and a half to 2 laps of green flag, usually. So
yeah, so you'll probably see these guys start coming in around 61, 62, depending on how conservative they are.
We're waiting to see who's going to make the first stop here. We definitely got, we're a 4.8 second gap between Trevor and Jonathan currently, so I gotta feel like for the strategy to make it to the end, you almost have to guarantee yourself 60 laps per run. And with this fuel run being 58 to 60, you almost got to take every lap you can get with that caution we had, because there's no guarantee we're going to have any more cautions. So I feel like these guys are going to run it until it says, hey, you got 0.1 lap of fuel left. You better pit this time.
Trevor on lap 61 here, and he dives down to the apron.
Here he comes.
Trevor's
Here's going to be
pitting.
our first stop.
The leader.
Gets that thing wound down. Hopefully he doesn't get a flag here. Jonathan's going to enter in right behind him.
Looks like Sheridan Nate.
To the lead.
Cycle to 1, 2. They will be pitting this time by. 57 will be pitting this time by.
Ryan Haidt stays out. So these guys back here in the back saved a little bit more fuel.
This is important too for these guys. They short pit there. Some of these guys pit under that last caution. So we'll see if they can. A lot of times you get some trouble. Guys losing control
Trevor's
Sometimes you get
off.
cautions.
Oh no, Jonathan! Too much throttle on Xing his pit stall, the pole sitter. Oh, that is rough. Spun her around, leaving his pit box. Cold tires. It's going
Got
to
her
lose him a
going
lot
again.
of time. Hopefully he didn't cook that top layer on the tire and isn't going to be driving like he's on an ice rink for the next 2 laps, because those tires were spinning.
Yeah. He's a half a lap back from Trevor now.
All
So
right.
Trevor right now, P10. That once pit stop cycle out, you're looking at your leader.
Caution is
caution.
out. Ben Summerford. Let's go check out what happened with Ben here.
Lot of damage on that number 32.
Entering turn 1. Oh, it gets loose and he drifts it around, tries to keep it. Oh, locks it up right at the end there and broke the rear tail. The rear wing is broken on the car.
Car just stepped right around on him.
All right, so during pit stops, this is crazy. So Corey's coming down. Both Corys are coming down.
I'm seeing 5 cars on the lead lap right now.
And they're adding up. I'm actually live here. It's gone up
Yep.
to 8, now 9. Looks like a lot of
Yep.
the guys that just pitted are all going to be able to get their laps back. Except
See a
for,
bunch of wave arounds here.
yep. These guys
Goran's
will,
catching up here.
it doesn't mess the strategy up too much. It actually buys these cars that have already been on pit road under green a little bit of time. They can save some more fuel here, and most of them pitted within the last 6 laps. So it's not too much different than the guys that are just pitting now. It just is a bummer because the guys that are pitting now are still going to be leaders of the race.
That is not what Trevor wanted to see there. He wanted to see those pit stops cycle out. He's being scored 10th position right now.
He should be okay.
He should
is
get the
shown
wave
ahead
around.
Of the leader. Yes, he is shown ahead of the leader, which is Mark currently. But Mark is pitting this time, and Trevor. So when we take 1 to go, there's going to be a heap of cars taking the wave around here. As Corey Crandall will be your leader when we go green. Corey
We'll see what Trevor can do now. Back in traffic. We'll see if that 33 car is just as good coming through the field as it is out front.
Yeah, definitely flip the field here. I mean, of the cars that stayed out and are pitting now, they're going to be in front. That's the top 5. That's it. So they get to restart with fresh tires in front of everybody that pitted under green. So this is changing the field. We've got Corey Crandall up front, Corey Covey in second, Noah Miller. We were wondering what was going to happen with his strategy and how things played out in third. Mark Owlett in fourth, and Ben Summerford in fifth. And he's been wrecked. Ben broke his wing, and he still is, because of how many cars run the lead lap, he was able to stay on the lead lap, get serviced, and back on track. Now, I'm seeing for pit counts, everybody has made at least 1 stop here. So everybody's even on stops. We have a few drivers that have made their second stop to go ahead and catch up here with this yellow and get even with everybody else. So strategy still abound. And with the field flipped here, this is going to get really interesting really quick to see how these cars that have been running up front, see how they can do coming through the field once this race goes green.
Yeah, this is shaping up for an interesting restart. That was a beautiful job by Ben. Unfortunate turn of events, but got that car spun around and is continuing on. Quick use of a fast repair. He's still in this.
Yep, that's what it's there for. We have 1 fast repair for each driver, each race, and it's there for that quick fix to give you a second chance. But after that, no more shots. So now everybody that's used one, like Ben, got to be super careful from here on out. So right now that gives us 11 drivers on the lead lap, Josh. This is going to be fun.
Yeah. Still a lot of racing left here.
Oh no, they're wrecking behind. They're wrecking behind. That's going to extend the caution. They were trying to catch the field, and they slowed up too late.
Like got the 98 slow, the 54, the
Charles locks up,
57.
spins out, and then the rest of them just kind of follow along here. The 33 spins. These guys were trying to get their wave around and get caught up, and they didn't realize that the pack was so close. So little bit of a misjudgment on catching the field. And
Looks like Charles got down to the inside wall there. Doesn't look like Trevor got into anything.
Yeah.
That Nate or Sheridan that I seen around back there.
Sheridan, because I got notes for Charles, Trevor, and Sheridan crashing. So those three got uneasy.
Yep.
So it looks like we're going to retry the restart here.
Yeah. Sheridan able to keep it off the wall there as well. So see what happens. Those guys are just closing the field at a high rate of speed. But we are back green here.
Corey's out front. Corey Crandall.
Oh, we got trouble in the back. Jonathan goes around after contact with Ben again.
Oh, no, no.
Ben.
Oh, and there's more contact. Oh, no. We're going to rewind this real quick. They were almost three wide. Oh, Ben broke his wing with that contact with Jonathan. Jonathan up into the wall, and then 57, who is that, Nate? Nate Fields, nowhere to go, just stuck. Oh, gutted for these guys.
It's a tough one for Ben. Sitting there in the 5th position.
Jonathan's
big contact for Nate.
Johnson's going to tow to pits. He tried to roll it, but it was on 3 wheels, and he had to give up and tow in. Just bad luck to worse for Jonathan, having that green flag pit stop spinning, leaving his pit box, and then I don't know, that looked like some weird 3 wide going through the dog leg, and that kind of contact. Actually, I'm gonna go back and look at it again. Play this one more time. I'm gonna change cameras though. I want to get us a better camera for it. We're gonna ride with Jonathan in the chase camera. It's Ben and him giving him plenty of room, and he comes up. It looks like
I think that caught Ben out of. I want to say that took Ben for surprise, because Jonathan had a good run on the low side, and as soon as Ben caught him there, he was under attack from the 92 there.
The 92 put his nose up high on Ben, and Ben couldn't come up. So
Ben
he
was just
like he had to kind of hold his line, and it's just kind of more than one car going for the same piece of track there. So tough racing incidents happen. These cars, it doesn't take much, and that there goes to show you just how close it is.
Corey Crandall, still your leader, followed by Noah Miller, Corey Kobe, Mark Wallett, and Ben Summerford, still showing in that 5th position.
I actually need to go to his front. Okay,
I think he lost the front wing. Oh, he does.
It has it back on there. I can see it. It showed it gone during the caution, or during the incident, but it shows it on there. So
he might have got lucky there, still in that 5th position. Remember, he just used that fast repair, so he's out of fast repairs, correct?
Yes. He used.
We only have one here.
He used his fast repair on that one. He had to have. It doesn't show me in my timing and scoring, but I have to believe he had to have used it there. So.
Yes, that's another change from last season into this one. That's why we run these pre-seasons. No lucky dog like we were talking about before, but we are down to 1 fast repair for these guys, so it makes those battles all that much more important.
The gearbox cam from Corey Crandall up in P1, getting a really good look at Noah Miller right here behind him. You see the whole field back here. Great shot.
Lights off on the pace car. Be going green next time by.
All right.
how quickly things can change in these races.
The 60 got in on the YouTube chat here. He says he wasn't expecting 3 wide. Thought Ben would have been against the wall. Yeah, me too. I really, when I go back and look at it, that was kind of a hairy move. Just a situation. Nobody really did anything wrong. Just kind of a tough spot. So Johnson, sorry to see you get knocked out like that. I don't know if you have a fast repair or if you can get back out there, but we're rooting for you, bud.
Certainly a bummer there. Pace car is off. Corey Crandall.
It's on the leader at any time. Leader gets to choose when to go all the way up until the flag is
Green
flown.
flag.
He's going.
There he goes.
Good jump. Noah shortly follows. Looks like Tommy Thompson's going to look inside for the... I was going to say the third position, but that's that maintaining.
Down, yeah.
He's a lap down, but he is racing for that free pass.
Yep. He's trying to get back
The
to
wave
the back
around
here
there.
on Corey Covey.
But Corey's going to maintain that spot on the racetrack.
Nate Fields just got by Charles in the 98 for position.
Huge shout out to Mark running P4 right now. Great run for Mark so far.
Let's highlight Mark here. Mark, great picture of him and PJ in the driver info bar there. Our lonely Canadian here with us tonight. He's got some open wheel experience. Mark has been doing open wheel for a minute here, and
we got a battle for the lead here. Noah Miller has closed in on Corey Crandall.
oh, here we go.
Noah was just looking inside. Corey maintains. Got a good run on the high side, carrying that momentum out of turn 4. As now we're into going back down into 3 and 4. Noah looking again.
It looked like Noah almost bump drafted him going into turn 3.
Yeah,
They were really close.
Noah's definitely in that draft. You can see him closing in at the end of them straightaways. Oh, close racing off of turn number 2.
Gets the switchback out of turn 2 there. Gets underneath him.
Can he hold it?
Oh, couldn't come up all the way. Didn't get a chance to clear him as they go through the dog leg. Corey's giving him plenty of room. Now Noah's in a tight spot. Oh, yeah, it's hard to maintain there because you got to have the track on exit there. All right, Corey holds serve in P1. It's a great battle. Look here from the blimp. We'll watch here for a second. Noah gets really a good run with the straightaway. He's playing the draft to his advantage, the slipstream, so to speak, and then he really cuts 1 and 2 really good. Oh, we got a spin. We have a spin.
We have a caution.
Looks like Trevor, James Malloy. Oh, no. Let's go back here and see what happened.
Yeah, looks like Trevor just had the toe.
Oh, James gets loose in front of Trevor. Trevor goes flying in the air. Let's rewind that back here. Trying to see what happened to the 92. He comes in the middle lane and the rear end just starts coming around on him right in front of Trevor. I don't know if it was kind of unexpected, I would say. So I don't know if that was a netcode thing. It collected, is that the 16 as well?
A few of them involved there.
Looks like that. It gave me a note that Ben crashed too, so I didn't see that. Here he comes in the picture. Sliding.
Oh, just caught up at the end. Unfortunate for Trevor with the toe there. A lot of damage, but that car ended up landing on its roof. Can't drive it back when you're sitting on the halo.
All right, so that one takes out a few more contenders. So as we look at the field currently, we have cars 1st through 7th on track on the lead lap. Looks like Ryan Hyatt in the 16 was involved. Looks like he's getting off pit road in time to stay on the lead lap in P8. I would assume that due to that incident, that would be his fast repair. And then currently Ben Summerford is in ninth, but he's still on pit road. It looks like he's most likely going to go down a lap here. And just waiting for timing and scoring to catch up on that. But yeah, he just got marked one lap down as the leaders go by the start-finish line. So that's going to leave us 8 cars on the lead lap. It's going to leave us with currently Tommy Thompson exiting pit road, currently 1 lap down. And he'll be scored 9th now as Ben is still on pit road. James Malloy in the 92, again, just gutted with whatever happened there. It looked like it just snapped loose, and maybe that's some of what those adjustments you can make in these cars. And it looks like he might have snapped loose, maybe had the car a little too loose, a little too free.
Got Trev coming back on track, so
that's
currently 2 laps down. James shortly behind him.
Yep, so Trevor and James back on track, so that's going to give us 12 cars on track, 11, 12 if Ben gets back on track, but we're pretty certain he had to use that fast repair earlier, so I think this one's going to be possibly terminal. IndyCars don't really allow you to repair much on your own. Usually if you break a wing or something like that, it'll fix that, because they're interchangeable in real life. But for the most part, these cars, if they get the wheels knocked off of them and you don't have a fast repair, they call it terminal and your race is over.
You will sit there. Another thing these guys do, just you want to tow as quick as you can as soon as you know that you cannot make it back to pit lane, but you need to have that fast repair checked.
Yep.
If you do not, you are going to be sitting on pit road for a long time, and I am speaking from experience. It happens so quick. Frustration kicks in from the wreck. You get flustered. But looks like we're going to be going back green here.
Yes, sir. As Corey Crandall and Noah Miller 1-2, Sheridan in 3rd, Nate Fields in 4th, Mark Owlett still in the top 5 at 5th. Charles, Corey, and Ryan round out the top 8 all in the lead lap here. As we're getting ready to go green, here we go. Corey gets a good jump as the leader. We'll see what Noah does here with Sheridan kind of a lot closer than he was before that yellow came out. So here we go. Sheridan's looking low. No room there. Stay right behind Noah. Noah
both
low there, and then
yeah, they both closed in.
Exit.
Both closed in pretty quick there. Noah with another run to the inside, cautions out.
Oh,
Jonathan down.
Try to help it if we do get another restart.
That Jonathan, right?
Yep, that was Jonathan. And he must have just tried to come out on pit road. Yep, just came off pit road. Like, let's go forward here and watch what happens for him. So, cold tires. Just got fixed up. And it spins on him. He locked it up. He locked it up. He locked it up. And nose into the wall. Oh.
Tough break.
Looks like the left front is towed out. Maybe just the wing. Might be okay here as we've got some cars going down pit road.
We have some takers.
Corey Kobe, Ryan Hyatt, Charles Bronstein, Tommy
Thompson,
Jonathan Hambrick with that spin. Hopefully they can get him a wing and get him right back on track so he doesn't have to take any more laps down, because he's currently 18 laps down.
Corey's still showing your leader. Just ahead at the time of caution. I don't know if he was checking up because he's seen Jonathan having some issues, but Noah was coming.
I think so. I think he might have been, because that was right out of turn 2 there, and Jonathan almost had contact trying to get to his pit stall there. Corey Kobe locked the brakes up and stayed out of trouble. Good job. Good awareness. Don't need any more damage. Again, we appreciate you all coming and watching us tonight and watching these drivers and riding along with us on this. I hope I'm doing okay. Still getting new to this as we're learning the broadcasting side of it, but we appreciate everybody that's following along and subscribing, and we're only hoping to get better at this and really provide you guys with some really good racing and appreciate you for coming on along the ride with us.
For those of just joining, this is pre-season, so this is week 2. We still have 2 more weeks ahead of us for the IndyCars. Gives us a little bit of time to get comfortable here in the booth. We'll have a steady rotation. We'll get to see a lot of perspectives and some of the drivers jumping in here, rotating in and out.
Speaking of drivers, I'm under the assumption that Edwin probably called it a night.
Yeah, showing 61 laps down currently. Been sitting on pit lane for a while.
Oh, I see him. He's still up in voice chat. He's just I figured he would have come down here and talked his ear off a little bit, but it's all good. He'll be, I think next week, I believe Edwin's in the booth for the IndyCar race, and I'll be on the track, I think, for next week. I think that's how we did it. We're going to rotate here and there and move things around and have people bouncing around getting the race. We're going to mix our duties up and get to have some fun with it. So appreciate y'all coming along for the ride with us.
Getting the best of both worlds.
Yep.
Get to watch it, get a new perspective of it, and then maybe learn a couple things and jump back out on the track with these guys. These car lights are off. We'll be going back green this time.
We're on lap 93, so we'll be restarting on lap 94. So we have effectively gone past halfway. So going the right way here. That is right now currently 83 laps to go, coming to 82 when we take green. Okay. Let's go ahead and jump on the gearbox on this restart.
Pace car's off. It will be on Corey when he decides to go.
Again, top 8 are on the lead lap, and Corey goes before they get to turn 3. He goes early here to try to get that start. Caught him sleeping.
Caught him sleeping. Noah was still warming them tires up. Big spread for your top 4, top 5.
That's pretty awesome. I love that shot. Let's go to the rear chase so you can see Corey's car and we can see how Noah's closing in on him here for this battle for first. These guys, some of these guys have reached speeds over 200 miles an hour tonight, is what my timing and scoring is telling me. So far, the fastest speed is Nate Fields has reached 204 miles an hour on this track tonight. That is crazy. As you see, Corey's running up to 196, leading. So you only got to assume that Noah's probably going a little faster. We're going to switch to Noah's car, and we'll switch camera to the chase, and we're going to watch and see what kind of moves he's trying to make here on Corey for the lead. This is a battle that's been brewing here for the past 20 laps through a couple cautions. Great move by Noah to get below Corey here out of 2. Now he's clear. He should be able to come up.
Big run on the outside.
He gave him room. Respectful racing here by these guys, showing each other courtesy.
Noah caught him quick. See if,
here we go.
Big move out of Corey. Looking for the crossover.
Oh.
Pushes up a little bit. Don't look, but Sheridan is closing.
Yeah, these guys running side by side is creating such a huge hole in the air that Sheridan is just caught right up. Here we go. 3-way battle for the lead. As Noah jumps to the inside of Corey, gets the lead spot there, leads that lap. But then here we go. Corey's got the run on the outside going into turn 1. Sheridan looks low, looking for clean air, trying to get that car to turn. Get the draft off the corner. Corey splits them both. Oh my goodness, they changed spots. Corey to the bottom, Noah to the top.
Jonathan with the crossover. I'm sorry, Corey there.
I was like, wait, hang on, what am I missing?
Nope.
What a battle. Are these guys even going to... They look like they're ready to go 3 wide. I don't think that'll be a good idea. Oh, we've got a yellow out.
Caution is
James
out.
Malloy.
Got you loud and clear. I don't know
That'll
why
settle
you
that
came here
down for a
early.
little
Can you
while.
hear me?
I don't know if they noticed we had 74 to go still. Running hard for the front spot.
Let's ride with James here. Comes out of the dog leg. Goes into turn 1. Don't tell me it does it again. It did. It gets loose like it did to him earlier and nose first into the wall. Nose cone broke off the car. Immediately he toes to the pits. Sorry to see that for James. Oh. Just gutted for him. These cars are so on edge. So now we've got pit stops. Top 3
So it looks like
out.
Noah
Noah, Sheridan, and
faked
Nate.
it out there.
But Corey decided now's the time to pit. So what are we looking at? Where are we at on our scoring and laps? 74 currently, coming to 73 laps left.
Not in that final pit window just yet,
Yeah,
depending.
I was gonna say. This gives everybody a chance that maybe felt like they would have had to pit soon. Saves them from having to make a pit early under green here and getting caught a lap down. So probably not a bad idea for some of these guys that were on the longer strategy. Again, you've only got 8 cars on the lead lap and 5 of them pitted here. So Corey went to 4th. He didn't lose a ton of track position, although he did give up a couple spots here. He was just battling for the lead. Not a terrible call to guarantee yourself almost enough fuel to make it. You're about, 12 laps short? So still going to have to make a stop, but that last stop could be, if it's under green, you could just stop for a splash of fuel.
It'll be a shorter spot.
Yeah.
Stop.
Or you could split it up. If you need the tires, you could split this 50-50. So, Noah, Sheridan, and Nate, they... If they've if they haven't been on pit road in a minute, so that they're going to have to pit somewhat sooner in this run once we get going green. So this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
Seen that track position be a really big factor here so far.
Yeah, I agree. It's been a huge deal, and with what I learned with racing last season in season 1 is when you get a chance, I don't know if it would really be at this track, we didn't race this track last year, but my usual thought, or the way I was thinking when a lot of these races were going, was to be the
As soon
first
as you're
one
in
down pit road. Like be the
Yep.
first one in pit road, so you can be as soon as you can pit and make it to the end, pit and be done with it, so that way everybody in front of you still has to pit and you work your way up front, because when you get up front, it's hard for the others to get by you. So try to be that first one that pitted as soon as the window opened.
See that black, white, and gold ride of Trevor Benz creeping in there. He's currently scored 10th, but up to that 4th position, looking for that wave around.
I just want to give a shout out to Ben, just messaged in the chat a little bit ago. He says, looks like I picked the wrong day to give up drinking, and laughing emoji. It's okay, Ben. You can have a sip for me. I'll drink some for you tonight, buddy. That was a rough go-around for you, but appreciate you coming back and running with us tonight. Hope you're feeling well, and we love you and appreciate you. So hopefully the next time out will be a little bit more lucky for you.
Good to see Ben being a good sport. The rough few laps right there.
Right. Just got a confirmation from the 92. He did send net code on the first one.
Be ready,
Flat
green
lost it on the
flag.
second one. Already drove it.
We're back green.
Here we go. Noah Miller gets the jump here on the lead. Leaves Sheridan and Nate, father-son, battle out for second with, you said Trevor was right behind them. So Trevor's gotten up to the 4th in line. 2 laps down to the leader, trying to get by these guys, gain a lap back here. And Trevor was fast early tonight, just gone. So He brought a fast ride to the track. He's had that one bad incident, bad luck that caught him, and now he's trying to make up for it. So still plenty of laps left here.
Got a battle for the lead. Sheridan looking low on Noah. Noah with the high line momentum. He's going to keep that spot for the time being. Nate Fields closing in. These guys get side by side for too long. He can pounce on that position.
Right now, Noah Miller just ran the fastest lap of the race, 19.065.
Pushes up a little bit. Sheridan with a run on the low side.
Man, I get nervous. These IndyCars are so fragile when you're close side by side like that. All it takes is just a tap with the tire to the wing, the front wing, and that car would be done. Hard to drive without a wing, even a half a wing. These guys are putting on a show. Jonathan Hambrick back on track, 29 laps down, just ran a 19.181. Not the fastest of the race, but a really good lap, coming back on track and giving it his all. Ooh, Noah got a little wide there. Oh, caution's out. We have another yellow. Looks like this one involves Charles. We're going to go back here in the replay booth, take a look and see what happened. Oh, netcode, but that was close racing there, but it looks like definitely netcode got in on that one. I'm going to slow it down here a little bit. Is the 86, yeah, it netcodes and spins the...
So Noah Miller down pit road, Sheridan, and it looks like quite a few others behind him stay out. Sheridan and Nate will take over the first and second position here.
I am kind of baffled that these guys have not...
I'm surprised more didn't come with Noah. Now you're creeping in that window. We're 63 to go here, a couple caution laps. And you're right there.
Yeah, I feel like this is too close to, like, I don't know. I'd hate to see these guys have to make a green flag stop for sure, because some of these other guys could change their fuel map and try to save a few laps. Certainly if they're in the draft. I mean, this is closer than what it was, and I'm trying to look to see if I can find out the last time on pit road. Lap 62 for Sheridan, lap 72 for Nate,
104 for Corey, 104 for Mark. So
I mean, nobody can make it yet, guaranteed, based off of the fuel mileage we got earlier. But the guys that just pitted now have the best chance.
Yep, 5th, 6th, 7th. You have Noah Miller. You have Corey, Kobe, and Ryan Hyatt. So they're sitting pretty here.
And you have
they
Trevor,
didn't lose much track position.
And you have Trevor up here, third in line, was begging Sheridan and Nate to pit right there so he could get one of his 2 laps back. Like, he
that was his free pass right there.
Bad, and these guys stayed out to maybe hold him back. I don't know. I mean, not to say that strategies like that don't happen, but Trevor was fast and checking out on the field earlier this race. So are they trying to hold him back? Are they not worried about the green flag pit stop because they know everybody else most likely will have to make one? I don't know. That's a lot to put out there. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, because Sheridan and Nate have been fast all night. They've really not had much for troubles, and so now it's going to be interesting to see. I know Nate had to use that fast repair from that earlier wreck. He got tore up pretty bad in that incident, but these guys are up front in control at the moment. But how far can they make it? since they've only made that one stop, we're probably 5, maybe with the yellow flags, maybe 10 to 15 laps away from them having to stop. So that'd be my guess. Again, I don't have exact numbers, but seeing that the where they pitted at and how we've had a good amount of yellows here, I feel like they're probably 15 to 20 laps away. They can't make it much further than that, I wouldn't believe. So
I just seen something interesting. Corey Kobe and Ryan Hyatt both came back down pit road again to top off. So just that little bit of extra fuel here as we're coming back to green might be a factor there.
Because here we go. We're coming to 59 to go. So now the window's open. You're at the end of the window. So if you save a little bit of fuel in this pack and just let everybody have to pit, these guys could be lined up for a chance at a win here tonight. So let's see how it plays out here with Sheridan. Getting the jump going into turn 3. Takes off.
Green flag.
Green flag here. That start gains him 7/10 on Nate at the start-finish line. Guys are wanting to get out and get gone. They're wanting to make up as much time as they can on the field because they know they have to stop. Everybody else can be in manage mode. I mean, Corey's on the edge, seeing they pitted at 104, but that's still doable. Corey and Mark, if they save their fuel right, maybe they have a chance. Noah Miller just entered pit lane. I just got an alert.
I've seen that. It looked like he had tried to get down there the lap before, too. I don't know if he's having some issues there. Go back and take a look here.
Yeah, looks like he tried to enter it, left it, and then entered again. So I don't know what happened. Charles just entered pit road as well. I know he's dealing with some damage. It's just recording Noah entered pit road again. What's going on with timing and scoring here? He just hit his pit stall. Alright, so up front, Sheridan leading by 7/10 over Nate. Corey Crandall is 2.9 seconds back of Sheridan in third, and then you have 6.6 seconds from Sheridan to Mark in fourth. Corey Kobe is in fifth. Ryan Hyatt is in sixth. So we have 6 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, just look back on it.
50 to go.
Noah got in the wall pretty hard coming into the dog leg out of 4. Just ran wide, pushed up.
Oh, okay.
Lapped the wall pretty hard, so it looks like that right rear was pushed in pretty good. So having to pit for some repairs there for the 11 car. Currently 4 laps down. Just went 4.
I'm looking here on the timing and scoring as well. With Jonathan Hambrick still on track, he's only 5 laps behind James Malloy for 11th, so can still gain spots, it looks like. As he's making laps, he could gain another position here. And Sheridan stays at about a 6 to 7/10 gap here. Looks like Ryan Hyatt just had a 2-for-1 pass here on Mark and Corey. So Ryan's up to P4. Ryan gets by Tommy Thompson, who's still just 1 lap down. Great race for Tommy, staying out of trouble, taking care of his equipment, and I mean he's running 7th, 7 cars in 7th place.
We're gonna be closing in on Sheridan here for his fuel window. I think he was hoping for just one more quick caution just to seal the deal on that pit window, but last lap 64 on pit.
If there's anybody that's been able to save, it's Sheridan. He has shown that last season that he could really do well at saving if he was, certainly with the slipstream and the draft you get being behind some cars in this pack, it can really pull you forward where you don't have to use as much throttle. You can run a lower map setting on the fuel to save fuel. So this is interesting to see how long he's really able to go to make this stop, as they have stretched out. Him and Nate have basically a 6.5 second lead over Corey.
Corey Crandall working back up to the 3rd position. It doesn't look like Sheridan's all too worried about fuel right now. I mean, he's even opened that gap up a little bit over Nate. It's just about a second now.
They're putting in some really fast lap times still for being as old as their tires are, as long as they've been out on track. 19.2, 19.3.
19.3, yeah.
Yeah. These other guys are 19.5, 19.7s. Like, they're really backing it up. I mean, Corey Kobe in 5th just ran a 20-second lap. Mark Ouellette ran a 20-second lap. Those guys are saving fuel. Or trying to save fuel. I hope that, I mean, you hope when you're running 20-second laps you're saving fuel. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to manage that fuel to get to the end without pitting, which could put them in a good spot, because if Sheridan and Nate have to pit, which they do, they have to do it under green. They're going a lap down. They're going maybe 2 laps down.
It's going to look like Nate's going to have a little bit of an advantage here. I mean, he was on pit 10 laps later, so he can run 10 extra laps and hope for a caution here. If not, I mean, we're looking at a lap or 2 for these guys.
I mean, we're 3 seconds, 2.5 seconds away from Sheridan catching Mark in 6th and putting him a lap down. I don't know how much more Mark and Corey Kobe can save. They've fallen back to where they're almost in the grasp of the leader.
Noah Miller disconnected, so that'll be the end of the night for him.
So that adds another spot. So James Malloy has fallen back to 12th. Jonathan's back on track still, accumulating laps, so he's moved up to 11th. And then with Noah out now, that'll give Jonathan a chance to run another, 11 laps? 12 laps, and he'll take a top 10. Waiting to see Sheridan make this pit stop. I am shocked they have not pitted yet. I mean,
yeah, we're lap 138 now.
We're coming to 37 laps to go. This is way further than what I imagined that these guys would be able to run. This is amazing. I did not see this happening at all. Here we go. Sheridan to pit road.
Sheridan to pit road. I was going to say, he's right around. So he ran a good 70 laps there.
Nate can go 10 laps longer, right? I mean,
yep.
So we're going to go with Nate here, see what he plays out here, because Sheridan's going to fall back here. We're going to see how far back he goes on the ticker on the top left of the screen. Mark is still just a couple seconds here from being put a lap down. He's got to get going here. I know it's not going to last for long, but you don't want to be a lap down if the yellow comes out. So Sheridan goes 1 down currently to Nate. Still on pit road. Pit exit. There we go. Sheridan is coming out now. And he's about to be 2 laps down. It's going to be close.
Yeah, it looks like he's got just enough of a gap there to keep 1 lap down. So now the next one we're waiting on here is Nate. Corey is going to be really close here. Now, these guys are 10, 12, 14 seconds back for Corey Ryan and the other Corey Kobe. And they're dropping quick. I'm wondering if they're not in fuel save mode here.
They have to be for this. This has got to be them trying to save up, make up those few laps they were short when they pitted.
Ryan Hyatt, Corey Kobe are the ones that came back down to top off fuel. Corey Crandall is looking.
He has 11 more laps on his fuel.
Yeah.
Yep. There was a lot of yellows there, though. There was 2 yellows back to back, so a lot of those were yellow laps.
We just seen Sheridan run 70 laps on that stretch.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
I think he ran
62
76.
to 139.
Yeah, so it's possible for Corey there. Now, we did have a lot of cautions in that stretch, so.
So right now we only have the top 4 spots on the lead lap because Nate has not made a fuel run stop yet. He is due to pit here anytime soon. We do not believe there's any way he can make it to the end. Sheridan pitted. Their gap between the two of them was 10 laps, so we're coming up on that to where we're probably going to see Nate pit here shortly. If he's not out of gas already,
Oh, here he comes.
He is out of fuel. He might be out of fuel. He slowed up at the start-finish line.
Yes, very early on that pit entry. He was jumping in the apron on the dog leg there.
Yeah, one too many laps, I believe. So that's going to put
Corey Crandall's going to cycle to the lead here.
Yep, to the lead with a very slight gap over Ryan Hyatt. So
Ryan Hyatt is closing.
I feel like Ryan can push it. I feel like Ryan can push it. He's got way less laps on that tank of gas. He's probably feeling pretty safe if he saved at the beginning. Now it's go time.
And he is closing.
He is closing.
Down to 4 tenths.
Sheridan right behind him, and Sheridan is a lap down currently. Looks like Nate came out or is coming out after a 10-second stop. So even Nate's pit stop was 3 seconds longer than Sheridan's. Not only did it look like he ran out of gas, it took a lot longer to get that car started, refired back up. So that's going to hurt Nate, as Jonathan has gotten by Noah since Noah wrecked out. Jonathan is in the top 10. Charles Bronstein in 9th. Trevor Benz is in 8th, 1 lap down. Nate Fields in 7th. Tommy Thompson in 6th. Sheridan Wade just getting his lap back by passing Corey Crandall. Now, if all this strategy's gone away, Sheridan Wade is in the spot. But if any of these guys saved enough fuel with the yellows and being back in the pack, which I feel like they could have, with how long Sheridan ran, I feel like these guys could do the same thing. I feel like Corey and Ryan are going to be battling it out, and I think Ryan's got a better chance based off of the fuel. Corey saved enough and can run hard. Corey has shown he's been good up front all night. And if he stays right here behind Sheridan, then he's getting the help he needs. That little bit of slipstream could save him fuel.
Yep. Don't look now. He's closing.
Ryan is there. Ryan is just waiting. I think he's stalking Corey, waiting for the right moment.
Oh, he's going low. That's a run there.
Let's see what
down
he does
into 3 and 4.
Oof. Okay, he
backs it off quite a bit.
Yep. Figured that
playing it safe.
Time. Yep.
They've got 22 laps around to give this a go.
Well, these guys got to be careful. Corey Kobe's only a second, just over a second off of this battle.
Yeah, he's closed in 7 tenths here.
He's in play as well. And he's on the same lap strategy as Ryan Hyatt, so...
If I'm Ryan and I'm Corey Kobe, I'm feeling pretty comfortable. You pit right at your window, you got a caution after it.
Yep. I feel like if I'm Ryan, I want to get by Corey Crandall now and check out from Corey Kobe. I want to make Corey Kobe catch me. The longer they battle, him and Corey Crandall side by side, that 86 is getting closer. He's under 8 tenths of a second to the lead now.
He's down to 7 tenths. He gained a half a second there in them last 2 laps, so he's closing quick.
These guys battling it out. This is a great show.
Corey Kobe into 6 tenths of a second now. He's closing.
Riding along on the rear chase cam with Corey Crandall looking back at Ryan and Corey in second and third. Just watching this battle develop. We're going to have 3 cars battling for the lead here. Corey Kobe is coming, and he's taking his time, and as we come down here to getting close to 17 to go, there's still plenty of laps to be had here between these guys. Sheridan just took 4th place from Mark in 1 and 2, going down the backstretch now.
Yeah, Sheridan got his lap back. He is close to 15 seconds.
That was an easy pass for Ryan, getting by Corey and getting clear of him now. So Ryan Hyatt is the new leader. Here's Corey to battle back. We're going to go back to the TV cams here, show this battle.
Looks like Kobe fell back a little bit there.
These guys got single file in front of them here a little bit with that pass Ryan made. They're not side by side now, so Corey is still pulling in. He's staying around that half a second mark. They're all about the same gap from each other. Now it's just how does Corey pass Corey? Because they started side by side. They've raced pretty much nose to bumper this whole race. So how does one Corey pass the other Corey here? And Ryan Hyatt is not really pulling away by much. He stretched it just a little bit on Crandall, but they're all really close, under 7/10 of a second for these top 3 spots, as Sheridan is only 14.8 seconds back. I don't think he has the time based off of speed.
Looks like Kobe dives to the bottom.
Gets underneath Corey Crandall and
makes
gets
the pass.
spot. So doing
all right,
that,
set your sights, regroup.
Yep. Now you got that clean air a little bit here. 7/10. Use that draft. Slipstream from Ryan, and Corey Kobe is gaining slowly but surely. We'll see if that gap closes up here, as he's 7.5 tenths behind Ryan Hyatt currently. There he goes. Great 3 and 4 for Corey Kobe, as he just made up 3 tenths in one set of corners. All right, well, we know where his strong suit is, Josh.
Yeah, that 3 and 4 was perfect there. Let's see if he can do it again. Going down in there, wrapping that yellow line. Pushing up a little bit.
Here we go.
But Ryan Hyatt stretched it out by 5/100ths that lap.
Yeah. Ryan's getting a little bit of pull from the car in front of him, which is Mark. Mark in 5th. Great run for Mark.
That is not what Corey Kobe wants to see right now. Then again, these two get side by side. We'll see if Mark gives way here for the leaders. He does. Pulls low.
Corey Kobe gets a great run off of 2 there. Gains a bit. He's only 3 tenths back, and running that high side, he's actually down to under 2 tenths. He is gaining. He is there.
He gained 3 tenths that lap.
This battle is on, as we are under 10 laps to go.
Yeah, 8 to go, coming to 7 to go. He's there.
Corey just started falling back. He's 8 seconds back, 9 seconds back of the lead now. Corey Crandall. Once he got past, he had to probably start managing fuel.
Yep, 9 seconds back now.
Yeah, he's dropping fast. I think Sheridan's got a chance to get 3rd out of this.
Yeah, Sheridan's closed in another 2 seconds on these leaders. Not going to have enough time, but still to get that lap back here.
Ooh, here we go. Here we go. This battle has gotten tight. These guys are nose to tail.
He's making the move.
Kobe looks inside of Hyatt.
Can he make it stick?
Can't carry
Ryan
that
Hyatt
speed
with the
down
run.
there. Ryan on the high side carries that momentum through that corner exit and pulls back away. All right, 4 laps to go, 3.5 now. Let's see, can Corey put one more run together to get up there? Does Ryan have what it takes to hold him off and win tonight at Phoenix? Preseason, race number 2. All right, this should be 2 laps to go, I believe.
2 to go. The gap is looking to be the same right now.
just for the record, Corey Crandall did have to pit. He did not make it to the end. So we change our finishing order here as we take the 1 to go.
Yeah, that puts Mark in the 4th position, 1 lap down.
All right,
White
here's
flag
the last
is out.
chance. Here we go. Coming down the back stretch now out of turn 2.
Does he have enough?
Corey's waving. He can't get the run. He tried to
Pushes
put the
so
tires on the
hard.
apron, and we win. We have a winner. Ryan Hyatt wins tonight's race at Phoenix. Great
All that racing
race.
Comes down to 2/10 there at the end. Different strategies. Congratulations to Ryan. Great run by Corey Kobe there at the end.
Yes, that was awesome. That was great. And as we're waiting for everybody to kind of cross the line and finish out here, we're going to go to the results page. I'll let that load up here for you, except it's on the wrong one. I apologize. Here comes the race results. Ryan Hyatt, tonight's winner. Corey Kobe comes in 2nd, and just by 0.2 of a second. And then Sheridan Wade comes back to finish 3rd, and those are the 3 cars that finish on the lead lap tonight. Nate Fields comes in 4th. Mark Owlett, top 5. Great job from Mark. Proud, just rooting for you there, bud. Great finish. Tommy Thompson comes home 6th. Great job, Tommy. And then in 7th, Corey Crandall ends up being 3 laps down, running out of fuel there at the end. Charles Bronstein comes in 8th. Trevor Benz comes in 9th. And Jonathan Hambert gets a top 10. Those are the 10 cars we had finished on track. The rest of the field did have issues tonight and left early, with Noah in 11th, James Molloy in 12th, Ben Summerford in 13th, Edwin in 14th, George Buck in 15th, Ryan Perrone in 16th, and Steve Harrison rounds out our field in 17th. Great racing, Josh. We got to have you in the booth more often because we have close battles for the lead.
It was fun to be here. Those guys put on a show, and it was cool to see that go green, see different strategies work out there.
Yeah, absolutely. That was fun to watch. Great to call. Really appreciate you being in the booth with us tonight. We are we're gonna rewind back here and get
some of these drivers in here.
Yeah,
get the top 3.
We got some interviews to do, so we're gonna go ahead and pull them up here. Let's go ahead and check the booth here and see if we've got them in here. Nobody's come in yet. They're slacking.
Nobody in the waiting room so far.
Fine. I won't interview anybody tonight. Come on, get to the waiting room, you slackers.
They're celebrating. We'll give them a second here.
Looks like Mark got a screenshot of my really sketchy stream early on. I apologize if it didn't get any better, fans. We changed a couple settings, and I was hoping it got better. Still learning the ins and outs of what's going to show great on here. So that's what this preseason is for, so we can have it figured out by the time the regular season starts. Yep, I have a feeling like the guys are not making it in here tonight. Oh, there's Ryan. We've got the winner we can talk to. Let's go ahead and pull him in here. Let me get him pulled in here. Ryan, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, congratulations on a great race. Way to, I mean, what a heck of a battle. Certainly there at the end, but I mean, even in the middle there at that last stint, you and Corey battling it out, Corey Crandall, and then you and Corey Kobe battling there at the end. Congratulations on winning tonight at Phoenix.
Thank you, man.
So with that, it's just a preseason race, no points attached. Tell us about your car. Tell us about how the race went for you.
Well, it went about as best as I could imagine because I'm still learning these things a lot. And then Corey Kobe, he's actually the one who got me starting to think about Indy cars, which got me here, or kept me here. And then I got him over. So his first race with us was interesting. Finally got to race with him again. Me and him's been racing off and on for a long time on the Xbox and iRacing together. So it was great to reunite with a good friend.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's awesome when you get to race with friends like that and you've grown that over time. I have that same thing with Edwin James. Him and I have been racing online through Xbox or some sort for close to 14, 15 years now
They've got
plus.
scoring all
So
messed up here.
it's fun to get to do that. So it's good you guys got to do that tonight and battle out for a win, which was fun to watch. Appreciate you guys putting on a heck of a show for us tonight. That was fun.
Thank you for the session, man. That was a blast. That was my first Indy win, and I found it funny since, as I said, Corey is the one who kind of got Indy going in my ear, and then he's here for that, and I was going to be hype either way because it was great racing with him again.
That's awesome, man. Well, congratulations on winning tonight, first place at Phoenix. Tough track. We're glad to have you with us, and we will. We're going to see you next week as well. You're going to keep racing Indy.
Yeah, I'll definitely be here for the season. I don't know about next week. I might take a little break because I've been busy working NASCAR, excuse me, truck stuff, and last race is this upcoming weekend, so I might just chill out and then be back for the regular season.
Absolutely, man. No problem at all. Well, again, congratulations on your win, and we will see you next time on track. Okay?
All right, thank you very much, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
So it
All
looks like we
right.
might have to do things in a little bit of reverse here. We got
We're going.
Sheridan and Corey Kobe both in the waiting room.
Yeah, we're gonna pull P2 up. We're just gonna go reverse order today. Corey, you got a copy?
10-4, gotcha.
Hey man, congratulations on your first race with First Gear Racing and coming home P2, right behind your good buddy Ryan Hyatt. You guys got to battle it out there at the end. Tell us about your race. How you feeling?
I didn't expect it to end that way. That was a lot of fun. Pretty nostalgic. Just excited to get a hold of me and tell me about this league. So I wanted to check it out tonight, see if it was something I'd be interested in. And pretty clean race overall. I just, I was telling them that you couldn't ride it better. Just, a couple of buddies have been racing for a long time. Haven't for a while, but it's fitting for us to come down to it. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was really cool.
Yeah, that was fun. He told me about that, and I was like, wow, I had that same thing with Edwin, that's in the league. Him and I have been racing for 14, 15 years through Xbox, NASCAR games, Formula One, all that stuff, and now we're on iRacing and getting to do it again. So I kind of feel I kind of know what that feels like, and it's pretty cool to get to battle it out in your first race for a win together. So that was fun to watch. You guys really put on a heck of a show and really good strategy there at the end. Did you have to worry about fuel at all on that last run?
I did not. He was getting better fuel mileage than me, I think, but we looked. I had about 4 laps left of fuel, and he had less than 1 lap. So I'm wondering if that little extra weight was the difference in me catching him. But I was definitely comfortable on fuel, but I wish I was closer on fuel than he was, and I think maybe I could have had that just little extra couple tenths to get him.
Right, absolutely. Well, again, congratulations on P2. Welcome to First Gear Racing. We're glad to have you, and a great race tonight, man. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, totally awesome, and definitely now I'm totally pumped to be racing with you guys, and hopefully have more runs like this, get some wins.
All right, sounds good, Corey. Well, congratulations again. You have a great night. We'll see you back on track, okay?
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
Congrats, bud.
Thanks. Talk to you guys later.
All right, so that's our P2 finisher, Corey Kobe. Let's go ahead and pull Sheridan in here, who finished third.
P3 with a late pit stop.
Sheridan, you got a copy?
Yeah.
Hey, man, heck of a race tonight. I know you don't finish up top in the win, but heck of a battle and differing strategies, and you still get to come home third. So great race tonight for you, man. Tell us about your night. How'd that strategy? Were you figuring it was going to work out a little bit differently, staying out on those last few cautions?
Yeah, the first caution kind of threw me off guard. I pitted first and then had a good pit, come out, and then 2 laps later the caution came. So I kind of knew I had to change the strategy around just a little bit there. Then that third caution came out, so we pitted, and then yeah, I mean the car handled great and felt fast all night, and just stayed out of trouble really.
Yeah, it's definitely there was some trouble to be had tonight. Phoenix definitely proved to be tricky for some, and for those of you that were able to avoid it or stay out of it at least more than once, to where you didn't have to use more than one fast repair that we have, put on a really good show. You guys had some really good side-by-side battles. Was it easier to run like up closer to the wall, the top line, or was the bottom better for you?
There at the beginning of the race, I kind of wanted to stay high, just kind of run my race, stay with the pack, kind of see how everybody progresses and how my car progresses. So then there towards the end, I kind of started switching lines, started on that dog leg. I just kind of come down, stayed down there, and turn one, kind of started cutting the track there, and I could hold it open there. And yeah, the car just handled great there, so I stuck with it the rest of the race.
Well, that's awesome, man. Great job. It was, Ryan and Corey were just telling us about how they've been friends racing on, other gaming systems for a while. Haven't gotten to race on iRacing in a while, and you know, Corey just joined the league and got to race with Ryan and have that friendship battle. I know you get to have that with Nate, every Monday when we're racing. What kind of competition do you guys have? Do you guys really just work well together, or you guys compete to see who beats each other?
We try to work well with each other. I don't want to cause him anything, and he don't want to cause me. So we kind of just work together as a team and just try to keep up with the pack and just keep it competitive but still friendly.
Yeah,
So that's what
absolutely.
we do.
Absolutely. It looked like you guys were on that same strategy too, kind of working together. It looks like his run, it looked like he might have ran out of gas on the lap he came down, like he misjudged it a little bit on that last stop under green. Looked like he had to duck down a little bit low after the start finish line, like he was out. Do you know if that's what it was?
I'm not real sure what happened on his strategy. We kind of talked it over before pre-race what we were going to do, like the caution wise and when we were wanting to pit first. And I thought it worked out the first time, and then that caution came out, so it kind of threw us off guard. He went one way, and I went a different way.
Oh, I gotcha. I gotcha. But anyways, good result for both of you guys, finishing third and fourth, and congratulations to you for getting that top three and that podium finish. And appreciate you running with us, and good luck this season. And we'll see you next week. Okay?
Yeah, thank you, Jason.
All right. Appreciate you, bud. You have a good night.
You too.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Well, that's our interviews with our top three. A little backwards tonight, doing first, second, and third, but I feel like all those guys, felt really positive and really put on a good race tonight. So, want to thank everybody for coming out. Really great event, and yeah, I feel like this series, this season, really has a lot more coming to the table. Again, one more for you, just showing the results for tonight with Ryan Hyatt coming home first and taking that checkered flag. Close second for Corey, and the story between those two and getting to race each other and battle for that win is even more sweet. So, and Sheridan coming home third, getting that podium finish, great drive for him, even with the green flag pit stop. Same with Nate, that was green flag pit stops and still finished third and fourth. But then another shout out to Mark, coming home with the top five tonight. Um, Josh, you got any
Uh,
last minute thoughts?
no, it was a good race. These guys really battled it out, and goes to show again how disaster can strike so quick in these races. You've seen guys that ran really well, like Trevor and Jonathan, and just make that pit stop. You get back in that traffic, and you have things happen, and really got to battle it out. Sometimes play it safe, know when to push, know when not to push. It makes for an exciting race up here in the booth. Tommy Thompson, another great finish for him, sixth place. You see, fortunately, you got guys who were really dominant up front, like Corey. Um, it's really cool to see all these different pit strategies and stuff come together.
Yep, yep. It was fun to watch the strategy unfold, see how everybody else's stories worked out from when they decided to pit and how they decided to play this race. And some decided to attack, some decided to play it safe. And these Indy cars It just takes just a little bit of contact, just a little bit of arrow, and these things are on a real thin line. And we had a few cautions tonight, which is expected at a track like this with the close racing being a short track. But I thought it was very well entertaining, and again, appreciate all the drivers for coming out and putting in the effort for us in First Gear Racing. And I'm really appreciative of you, Josh, coming in the booth with First Gear Network tonight with me and calling this race. Thank you very much.
Hey, buddy. Thank you for having me here, and thanks for everybody tuning in. We got 2 more weeks to get really dialed in and comfortable here, and we'll put on some great racing here in the next season coming up.
Yeah, season 2 of the IndyCar season starting here in just a few weeks, and appreciate all of you at home that came and watched the stream, watched the broadcast with us, and those of you in the chat, appreciate you all getting involved with us, and we will see you all again next night. Will be Wednesday night. We have the GT3 series will be live, so we'll be back on the air here in a couple nights. For that, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. We're going to sign off for the night and wish you all the best. Have a good evening. We'll see you all again real soon.